Hello, everyone. I'm Jeanette Collins, and this is Stampin' to Connect. And today I am doing this recording with the awesome Delicate Dahlias stamp set from Stampin' Up. So I'm going to turn my camera down and get started on this gorgeous card with lots of fun embossing. So here we go. Let me turn this down. Okay, Delicate Dahlias can be found in our Sale-a-bration catalog, our brochure, and it's only available for 4 more days. That's counting today. The celebration wraps up September 30th. So if you have not gotten this Delicate Dahlias stamp set, you are definitely need to get online quickly so that you could get it. Let me show you what where it is in the brochure. It's on page, I think that's page 14. And as you can see, it is free. It is free with a $100 purchase from Stampin' Up. And I would love for you to purchase it coming through my store. If you need anything from Stampin' Up, please let me know. Or if you're interested in becoming a demonstrator, giving you a demonstrator status so that you can get the extra 20% off of everything you're buying, please let me know. My store is JeanetteCollins.stampinup.net, and I have a host code here I'd appreciate you using. So just 4 more days to get this awesome set. And I want to show you how beautiful it is. It is a 2-step stamping system where you have the detail and then the outline. The detail and the outline. So with all of these images and some nice greetings on it as well. All right, let's get going. Today, what I decided to do, let me show you the materials we're going to use. Let's see if I can go through this real quick. Okay, as always, we use a standard size A2 card base, okay, and I have mine folded this way. And after folding it, it becomes 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And my next layer that we're going to use is this paper. Let me see if it can, oh, there it is. Okay, my camera grabbed it. This is from Expressions in Ink out of our annual catalog. This paper is just gorgeous because it has that gold threading through it. And there's several different colors, but today I'm using this one. And I cut this one down to the same size as my card base, so it will fit perfectly over. There's nothing showing here. Okay, so that is, again, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. The next layer we're going to use is this little gold strip. And I believe this is part of the Expressions in Ink also. Yeah, it is, because it's got that watercolor look on the back, the orange. And we're going to use this band right in the middle, like so. Okay. And then the next layer is our white cardstock. Okay, just a white panel. And I cut this one down, quite a bit because I wanted to leave a nice big border. And so this one's cut down to 3 3/4 by 5. And see how that will leave me that nice 1/4 inch all the way around. And when you put it down. And then on top of that, we're going to need, okay, so this is the piece we're going to be doing a lot of stamping and embossing on. And then you're also going to need a piece of scratch white cardstock because we're going to stamp the flower by itself. And one other thing is the little strip. We're going to use this for the sentiment. And so this is a 3/4 inch by 3 3/4, so it will fit right there. So let's get to stamping, and then I'll glue some of this down. This is a fun card, and it becomes so beautiful and elegant. All right, so I'm going to start with this stamp here, and this one is the one that gives you all the definition, and it's so realistic looking. I can't catch it exactly, but it is beautiful. And I'm going to stamp it in 2 colors. I'm going to stamp it and stamp it off in both kind of green blue colors. This one's Just Jade, and Just Jade actually has a lot of blue in it, so that's why I'm using it. And it goes with that watercolor paper. And this one's Mint Macaron. Okay, so let's start with the lighter first, the Mint Macaron. All right. What I'm going to do is just press this to the pad and look at my stamp. Okay, what I'm seeing on my stamp is little bubbles parts, and we don't want the bubbles. We want to clear those bubbles off. And the way you do that, let me clean off my stamp. The way you do that is by pressing the ink away from the center of the stamp pad itself. So I'm going to take my stamp pad and a palette knife, and I'm just going to push it down and slide this across. Push down, slide it across. And as you can, I don't know if you can see it, but the ink is actually moving to each edge. They're a little darker there. I know you can't see that, but I can. And it really makes a difference when you stamp. You won't get that blotchy, those little bubble blotchies. Okay, here we go. Now, I want to stamp off and then stamp again. And I'm going to stamp this one probably toward the top corner. Hold it down just for a second and lift. And it gives me a beautiful image right there. Let's do another one of these. I got something kind of, oh, I see I got a little line there. It won't really matter because we're going to be using the lined flower that's the same size to emboss. Okay, so here we go again. I'm going to put this flower on the opposite end right there and hold it down and lift. Okay, this one does get a little bit more blotchy, so I must have hit the very edges. So that's because it's a fairly new ink pad. Now let's go to my Just Jade. I'm going to leave it out though because I have another little flower I want to fill in with. The Just Jade. And let's do the same. We're going to stamp. And I'm going to stamp off. And I'm putting this one up here, kind of closer to, not quite in the top, but kind of overlapping and just missing that corner a little bit. And lift. And that gives me that darker flower. Looks so good. And let's do it again. All right, stamp off. And I'm coming over here closer to this one. I'm going to push it up just a little bit right there. So I'm not hanging these off the end. They're hanging off the side, as you can tell here, but not off the bottom. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to take, let me wipe this off. Okay, I'm going to need this block in just a second. Now I'm going to take a smaller, the smaller flower that's in the stamp set, and it's got the same detail in it. And I'm going to stamp a couple flowers. I'm going to use my mint macaron first again. And I think I'm going to be able to go full strength. Okay, let's see here. I want to put this one kind of in the middle right here. Okay, just filled that in. Again, I'm going to fill in down at the bottom. And like I said, these are just kind of fill-ins. They're not really going to make a difference in, and as far as the overall look of the card. Okay. Whoops. Let's stamp that one again. Didn't press all the way. All right. Now I'm going to use the dark color, the Just Jade, which I love because it has that blue tint in it. That blue green, kind of like that. Oh, it just reminds me of tropical waters or something like that. See, I filled that little spot in. I'm going to turn the card this time and fill in this white spot up here. Nice. And come down here and get this other spot. There. So as you can see, I've just filled in the whole thing. I think it looks great. It's just pretty. What I really love though is that these two colors are complementary. Okay, so these two are so light and beautiful, and then this brings in that gorgeous aqua green color. So all right, now what we have to do is get ready for the fun. That's the embossing. We are done with the inks at this point. So I'm going to put my inks away. And now I want to switch my flower from the detailed, the one that has the kind of, I don't know, just different raised edges on it. I'm going to take that one off and use the outline die. Oop, it's a little bit dry, so let me just put a little bit of dampness on it so it will stick to my block. Okay, now when I was doing this the first time, I had a hard time finding where to stamp because this flower, you can tell it's got so many different little edges. And so what I did is I just chose, I just looked for one, and I believe it's right here, and I'm trying to match it up and then just follow suit and then just press, you know. And if it's not perfect, it's okay. But I believe that's pretty good, right? How that one's going to fall. Let's see. Let me make sure. It's either that. No. You have to turn it and turn it until you finally see that it goes. Well, like I said, it's not that big of a deal because you're still going to get that raised edge. So if it's not exactly perfect, don't sweat it. It's not worth it. Okay, so I'm going to take my Versamark ink. This is the sticky ink that we use in embossing, and I am going to take the pad to my big flower, outline flower. Now remember, you can only get this set free through the Sale-a-bration brochure that ends, I believe it's, today's Monday, Tuesday, it ends Thursday. So today is Monday the 28th, and it ends on the 30th. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just press this down. I'm going to look once more. See if I need to maybe go this way. I think this is the correct way. Like I said, you could stare at this thing till it drove you crazy to get it exactly right and Still not have it exactly. I think I had it right the first time. Now, one of the things I saw Sharon Armstrong do, here, I think I've got it. Okay, I've got it pretty well lined up, and I'm going to press it down and hold it down because I want that sticky. Oh, I know what I should have done. I should have used my little embossing powder so it wouldn't stick. And you know what? I'm going to stop. I see that I've got the embossing on there, but I'm going to make sure, I want to make sure that ink is dry. I'm going to use the little embossing buddy now. Better late than never. This is my embossing buddy powder. And you can, as you can see, it just got all over my hands. You can get these through your hobby stores, or I know I've probably purchased mine through something like scrapbook.com or something like that. But it's just a powder so that when you're using your Versamark, it won't cling to your Versamark, and your embossing powder won't cling to everything that's on the image. Okay, I'm going to do this again. Now we're going to re-ink it with this. This is that Versamark pad. That sticky, sticky ink. I'm going to get it really good. Oh, and I had it on that little leaf. I know I had it right that time. I think it's right there. Yeah, that looks like it. It's so hard to tell. That's why I said just don't worry, just do it. Do it. See, that's not right. Go one more. Might as well look at it before I press it. That's it, right there. Okay, and straight down. See, you can tell even as I'm pressing it, you can see how it went over all of those edges real well. And it caught those little jags, I guess. Okay, this one. And lift up. All right, now I'm going to take it again, my ink, Versamark ink. Ink up again. Okay, and do another flower. I think it's right here. Okay, hold it down. I'm doing the two dark ones first because it's just the easiest for me to see. And lift. See, it's sticky, so that's why it pulls that paper back. And you can see that kind of a dark line being shown. Okay, let's do the two light ones at the same time, and then we're going to put this, get the embossing powder all over it. So great. Okay. I think this is probably about right. If you've never embossed before, don't be afraid. It's so easy and fun because all you're doing is stamping again using this clear ink, and it's kind of making what they call a watermark, you know, where a watermark being something you can barely see, like we put on people put on their logos. Okay, let's do this one right here. Okay, so I'm only going to do this with my 4 images, my 4 large, there, flowers. I'm going to close my Versamark ink so I don't get it powdered up. And now I need my, okay, now I like to use this little silicone mat. And I also, on top of that, like to use, this is just from packaging, but I like the texture of it because it's kind of got a nice weight to it. So that's what I use. And then I'm going to put the card in here and then put all the gold embossing powder on top. This is my gold. Okay. So here we go. I'm just going to pour it all over. Now, if you feel better doing it, you know, a flower at a time, you could do it that way. I think it stays sticky long enough that you could do all four. But, you know, when your first try embossing, you might not want to do the whole thing. Okay, I got a lot on there, and that's so fun. Okay, where's my little, oh, here it is. Take this up. Get it under there. Shake it off. Ta-da. Okay, see how that gold powder has already grabbed. These are my two light flowers, and these are my two dark ones. Notice that I did double emboss this one, so it's going to be a really gold, which it's okay. It's, you know, it's not perfect, but that's still the fun of it, is that it's not perfect. All right, I'm going to put this down, get my little jar and funnel this back inside. Okay. Get every little bit you can. And see, with it being a little heavier packaging, I can tap it and it gets most of it off. And then I even put a little glue dot there so I can close it. All right. Now, the next part, fun part, is the actual putting the heat on it and watching it just become fantastically beautiful. I'm going to hold it with this. I'm going to get my heat gun started, so don't mind the noise. Here we go. I'm going to let it get warm. I always like to kind of point it toward my skin face just to make sure that it's getting really hot before I take it to my card. Because I don't want to, you know, if it's not real hot, if I take it to my card too soon, then it can blow all my okay, I'm sorry, blow the embossing powder off. Okay, and you know, there's different schools of thought. Some people say to move your heat gun, and some people say to keep it still. Now, as you can see, the magic is already happening. That gold is starting to melt. Come on. Here goes the flower that I did twice. You see how it's just picking, that gold is just melting. It's so gorgeous. Oh, here goes the other one, this one. Oh, so much fun. And here goes the last one. Okay, and we're done. Isn't that cool? Now it is hot, but you should be able to see how it's raised and it's shiny. See that? Isn't that beautiful? So if you have this stamp set, remember I stamped it first with the solid image, and then the outline is what I stamped for the embossing. All right, now let's start putting the card together. Let me move this out of the way because it has some of the embossing powder on it. And what I would normally do is take my block and just leave it set, set it on there for a little bit so that it has a chance to flatten out a little bit more. But for the purpose of, what, I'll do that right as I glue on the other layers. How about that? So just to help flatten it out after being embossed. Wow, I got ink on everything. It's okay. All righty, here we go. Here's my A2 size folding card. And we want to put that beautiful green on top. It's the back of the Impressions in Ink paper. I'm going to take my glue and just run a little bead all the way across. If you're watching me, I know you're watching me on, because I couldn't do this live today because of an appointment. But please give me a comment and let me know what you're think of the embossing and of the card once I get it completed. I would love to hear from you. That's why my channel is called Stamping to Connect, because I want to connect with you. And if you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be yours. I would love to earn your business so that we can become buds and I can teach you some other fun things about stamping. Okay. Okay, that one's done. Now I need to put this gold piece in the middle. So let me get my glue again. I'm such a habit of putting the lid on right away, which is good. So Celebration has always been in January, February, March. And that's where, with every purchase you make, you can choose free items out of the brochure. Well, this year, our first year, that Stampin' Up! Decided to run Celebration a second time. I'm looking at my grid map here. A second time. So that's what we got this year, and it's just been so much fun. And this little, it goes along with our mini fall catalog. And the mini fall catalog has so many Christmas and Halloween, fall leaves, and that sort of thing in it. And this little brochure also has some free things you can get for the Christmas. Like the little penguin set has been so popular, and I have this free paper already. I'm going to be making some fun things. There's the little sheep and the sheep dies. Wonderful textures and frames. Summer shadow dies, which I love. It goes with a set out of the annual catalog. And there's our Delicate Dahlias that we're using right now. So the only way you can get it is with a $100 purchase through Stampin' Up. The only way to get this Delicate Dahlias stamp. So I hope you will take advantage of it before September 30th goes away. All right, so we have the middle band, we have the paper down, and now we can put this panel on the front like so, and I'm going to use dimensionals to pop it up. Okay, dimensionals. Okay, there they are. I'm going to use the larger ones from Stampin' Up. These are the little hexagons. The larger hexagons, and I'm going to use quite a few because it has been embossed, and the paper is wanting to buckle a little bit from the heat. And like I said, normally I would keep it under a block for a little longer, and that would straighten out. I've seen people put them in the middle of their books, like a heavy book, and that works too. So forgive me for using a lot of them, but I want it to look great on. Ta-da! I couldn't hardly wait to do this one with you. So that's why I'm recording it. My friend Christina Reese has a neat way of pulling these little tabby things off, the little backs of these stickers or these dimensionals. She uses her take a pick tool and stabs them and gets them all off by just keep stabbing them, and they all like collect. I'm not as good as that though. I have to do it individually. All right, she's great. All righty, here we go. Let's get this as straight as I can. I'm looking at my grid lines on my paper, on my grid paper here. Oop, I have it a little off. Oh well, okay, it's pretty much down, so I'm gonna just press it. See, I have a little bit more on this side than that side, and normally I would get real about it, but since we're live or recorded, I'm just gonna let it go. And now my next item I'm going to put on here is my little, this goes next, and it will sit right in the middle, kind of right in the middle of the gold. So you can see, you can kind of judge it by where the little gold stripes are. But we're going to emboss this, but I don't want to emboss it yet. We're going to emboss hello right here, but it's going to go after we make another flower. I want to do one more flower in the light color like this and put it right here. So let's work on that. Isn't this fun? I just think it's so fun. Okay, get my stamps again and get my mint macaron. I suppose I should have done this earlier when I had it all out, but you know, you do what you do. Okay. So I need to get my scrap paper. So I'm inking this up. Looks pretty good. Get my scrap paper. There it is. I'm going to stamp off and press down. Hold it. Lift. Oh, that one's really splotchy. I'm going to try it again. Again, that's because my ink pad is, you know, when you close these ink pads, the pad itself flips, and so the ink draws to the front or to the top. And so see, I'm going to push my ink away. It's actually pushing it down and to the side. I see a little hair or something there. Oh no, hope I didn't mess up my pad. There. Okay, let's try this again. Maybe I'll bring my, I think it would have been best if I would have cleaned my stamp first. All right. Okay, let's try that again. Take my stamp. Okay, I still see little splotches, but I don't think we're going to be able to avoid it completely. Okay, I'm going to stamp off and stamp again. And lift. Okay, not bad. It's a little better on this side anyhow. And now we need to take the other stamp that has the outline and use the Versamark so we can make it gold as well. Okay, is it going to stick? Yep. My Versamark ink pad. Okay, close it. Where's my embossing buddy? Need to use that. And that helped the little dots too, I think, because it helps dry them out. All right, let's get this on there. Take a look at my little, I think it might go. I see it now. Right, no. Okay, I'm gonna turn it again. I would really like to get this one close. Turn it again. Sure looks like it needs to be this one. Here it is. Found it. And stamp down. Okay, so this is putting that Versamark ink on it again. Lift, it's sticky. Okay, now we need to get the, I'm going to use this. Get my gold powder. Again, the gold. And pour it only on this flower. That's all we need. Look at that. Y'all, that's gorgeous. You don't even pay attention to the little splotches now because of that embossing. Okay. And even if you were to stamp the darker color, like use a light color and then stamp it with a darker color, you'll get that beautiful image where you won't even pay attention to if your ink pad was a little splotchy. Okay, that's good there. Let's put this away. Heat gun once more. I can hold my card this time over here. I'm going to turn on my gun. I appreciate you staying with me. If you're seeing this on YouTube, please give me a thumbs up if you like my video. And subscribe. I've got a few others up already. Look at that. I hope you can see it changing. It's just so pretty when it does it. It makes me just like, oh, it's so fun. And as you can see how quick that was, it's not, like I said, it's not hard. Isn't that awesome? Oops. Oh, I touched it too soon. Oh, pooey. Okay, lesson learned. Don't touch the ink until you're completely finished. Yeah. All right. Well, for the sake of not having to watch me fussy cut, I already have one that I fussy cut out. Okay, so I used my little thin scissors and just went around all these edges, following that little gold edge, and it came out like this. It's so pretty. So I've already got some dimensionals on the back. I think I need a couple more. Let's see. I'll tell you, those dimensionals, you can lose them fast. Okay. Okay, I got my dimensionals on, and they are going to go on here. Oh, I haven't put this down yet, but I want to just kind of place this. I think since I have made this particular flower so dark, I'm going to bring this down kind of to help cover it a little bit. Okay, just a little bit, not where I'm trying to like cover it completely, but just a little bit, kind of to shadow it. And that gives me the space right here. I want to put another little sentiment, and I'm going to use the little hello. And this one came from Beauty of Friendship. I had it out on my desk and just decided, yeah, it's little, I'll use it. So just, I wanted a small sentiment to go there. Use Versamark ink. Embossing in Buddy. Let's put this down right here. And lift. Okay, you can barely see it, but you're going to see it once I put that gold on here again. Come on. There it is. Okay, so put the rest of my gold away. And this won't take but a couple seconds with the gun. Oh, it's still hot. Okay. There it goes. You got to witness that, hopefully. But see, isn't that pretty how this paper has that little gold, little streaks all through it? And then when you use the gold embossing powder, it's just awesome. Now, I'm not going to touch this one since I want to make sure it's dry. Just know that if you run your finger over it, it's still a little wet. Okay, where's my glue? Easy card with just stamping and embossing. So fun, and it's gorgeous. Just makes the whole card so elegant. Okay, let's put this one right in the middle. Like I said, I've just put glue on the back. Gonna tack it down, not rubbing, just tapping it down. Okay, and now I've got my flower that has the glue, the little dimensionals on the back, and I'm going to bring it down just a bit. Go right here. And that is my card, everyone. Look at this. Isn't that fantastic? Now, if I wouldn't have double embossed this, I would have put that flower right in the center, because then it really shows off this darker flower, and I like that. I like that it shows off the darker one. So that's my embossed using the Delicate Dahlias stamp set. Oh, I hope you get this set. And like I said, you can get it today if you go to my shop, JeanetteCollins.stampin'up.net, and you can use this host code. Plus, so you would order $100 to get this free, this stamp set free. And if you need anything else, you can add that to your cart. If you want the Just Jade, or the mint macaron, or any of the pretty papers. You can also go to my website, which is not Stampin' Up. It is stampin2connect.com, and you can go straight to my store from there too. But I have a list of what you need to use to make this card. Okay, so let me switch my cameras again. So thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed the card. I just love it. I think that gold in the green is just beautiful. Plus that paper was just gorgeous. That expressions in ink just made it easy to make the card, because it already had that little gold in it. And I just added the beautiful Delicate Dahlias on top and embossed them, and boom, got a beautiful classy card. All right, well, thank you for being here. Thumbs up, subscribe if you're seeing this on YouTube, and I will be back on Wednesday 1 o'clock on Facebook. My Facebook page is Stampin' to Connect with Jeanette. And I'll be back here on Wednesday at 1 o'clock Central and on Friday, 1 o'clock p.m. Central. So thank you for being here. Bye.